Hey everybody, welcome to this week's pitching. Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Pitching Ninja show. As always, I'm Pitching Ninja, but I'm not always at the 2021 All-Star Game. And I am here with the man, Will Leahy. Will, what is up?
Ninja, psyched to be here, man. It's really been an incredible week. Last night was the Derby. Unfortunately, there was no pitching Derby. I was kind of wondering your thoughts on what we can do next year to bring more pitching into the All-Star Game weekend.
Well, I just did a 4-pitch overlay of Joust, who was throwing to Alonso last night, and it was sweet. He was just serving it up. That is art. But yeah, I was thinking, I was talking to Shane Bieber before the Home Run Derby, and we were talking about maybe doing a game of pig with command or a velo derby or something like that. I know some of the young guns really want to throw, and two of those guys that got drafted, Petty and Kuzik, throw 102.
Ryan, what you got on that? Who throws harder? Come on, man. Dude, you want to do a velo off?
Have it out. Let them do it. Let them
How
eat
do
it.
you walk us through? How do you play pig?
You basically you call your shot, so it's like horse, and you would say, hey, change up the 9-hole, whatever spot that you want to hit, and then the other guy's got to hit it if you hit it. It's like horse,
including a velo and
no. So the velo thing, so that's where Bieber tapped out. He was like, if we're doing velo, I'm not in, because yeah,
he still throws 98,
95. It's pretty sweet for most people, but it's not the 102 that a high school dude's throwing. So yeah, you can have two different competitions, and then maybe a foreign substance check, like Romo in a foreign substance check would be awesome. How quickly they can disrobe or something. I think that'd be sweet.
So what did you think of last night's Derby? It was pretty spectacular.
It was. Obviously, I think, 3/4 of the stadium was rooting for Ohtani to win, at least maybe?
Yeah, the entire buzz the whole weekend has been insane around the guy. I knew it was going to be a lot, but really it seems like every beer cart everywhere, people are just talking about it. And then they were going absolutely nuts for him. And he started, piss poorly, if you will. And then, we were just gloriously cut off by the national anthem, but just an unbelievable performance, actually, right there.
Yeah, I thought I really hit all the keys.
Back to the Derby. Ohtani started off atrociously, and then both in the first and second rounds had an absolutely heroic comeback, and I'm shocked he didn't pull it out in the end. But Soto went berserk with his 3-for-3, which was, I'd say, probably the highlight of the night.
Yeah, I don't know. The highlight, I thought Alonso's performance overall was a really good highlight. I thought he looked great. He looked like he could do that all day.
I love Pete Alonso. I was just trying to show out there saying it was a highlight of the night. I was really into that. I will say something I noticed is that being at a home run derby, it matters where you sit. We were in right field, so lefties, it was 10 times cooler when a lefty was at bat as opposed to the righties. So keep in mind, if you ever go to a home run derby, go to the outfield, pay the price.
It's a little terrifying. Will hit under the table when Ohtani was hitting. He was like, please don't hit me, screeching and stuff. It was a little embarrassing, but there was
that one ball that was one row ahead of us, and the guy almost took it off the chest. It ended up bouncing real hard. They were coming in real hot. Nobody ended up getting it. It was kind of a sad showing from the press box, if I'm being honest. But and then there was the guy who really laid it all on the line and risked his body, fell over the railing. We thought he might have been paralyzed, but it worked out pretty well. Apparently he was okay. I don't know if that made the broadcast, but we're going to try and put it in here.
It was pretty impressive, and it was neither one of us, which, it would have kind of been cool.
Well, so we were just interrupted a second time from a glorious anthem.
I think I was a little better that time. I was a little stronger.
Ninja, what else have you thought of this week? I've seen you've been talking to some absolute legends in the pitching world. What have been the highlights so far?
Probably the highlight was walking up to Garrett Cole, and he goes, "Hi, Rob," and it just took me aback.
That was pretty sick.
I was like, I didn't know he knew who he was, and I was like, who knew who I was, and I was like, "Hey, Garrett," and just
he was almost a little starstruck there. You had a nice combo with Max.
I did.
One of your man crushes.
Similarly, had no questions ready for him. I was just sitting there going, I'll wing it. He comes by and I'm like, hey Max, what's up? And he's like, don't touch me. But
he was actually, to be honest, he was kind of excited to talk to you. I said, hey, you want to go talk to PitchingNinja? She was like, yeah, hell yeah, and ran over and
I thought it was
stumped you.
So I tried to give him an out because somebody said hey, we got to get going. And I'm like, no, if you got to go, man. He's like, no, I'm staying. And I'm like, all right, well, then I got to think of a question to ask you, Max. And
so by the time this comes out, the All-Star Game will probably be underway. Let's get some bold predictions from you right now so that you can either look like an absolute genius or a complete clown. How do you think Ohtani's going to do starting after taking about 100 straight hacks last night?
if that is a wild card, I'd love to see him at least hit 100 on the gun. Like, that would be cool. It's always tough. Like, he can be up and down, but his stuff is lights out. I'd love to see, a few nasty splitters and good velo is what I want to see.
Do you think guys throw as hard, harder, or less? I mean, are they trying to have a good showing, or are they trying to save themselves because it's an exhibition?
It depends on the player. I mean, Max usually goes all out. Like, some of his fastest velos have been.
I don't think he's capable of.
He is not capable of dialing it back. Yeah, I mean, there are guys who hit ridiculous because they know they're only in there for a little bit, and you have a starter that's basically acting like a closer then.
Do you have any all-time favorite All-Star Game performances? Doesn't have to just be pitchers, but it probably will be.
It probably will be. I mean, is it cliche to say Pedro Martinez? Like, that was...
refresh the audience. What
he just struck everybody out like Pedro, like a legendary lineup. Mark McGwire made Sammy Sosa bail on some curveballs. I mean, Pedro's a legend, and that is like maybe the cherry on top of his legendary career, even though he had about 217K games and stuff. But that was legendary.
Was that in like the 2000 season?
That was with Ted Williams there and in
not a
Boston.
bad time to show out. One of your favorite pitches of all time from Randy Johnson on Kenny Lofton, was that at the All-Star
no,
Game?
that wasn't, but the Kruk and Walker one were. Like, so
when he throws behind him and
they
themselves.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously he played that up a little bit for the camera, but there were times that Randy didn't know where the ball was going to go, and it was terrifying for a left-handed batter. Like, I can't imagine what that's like, a 6'10" guy going all out, all arms and legs coming at you. Like, that's filthy stuff.
So who else did you talk to this week that you hadn't met before that you were pretty interested in?
So I talked to Chris Bassett a whole lot, like on Twitter and stuff, but I haven't talked to him in person. He's a great dude. Craig Kimbrell, like I'm a big Kimbrell fan. Kimbrell, I think, has one of the filthiest at bats this year. That I think I called it out in one of our top 10 filthiest pitches, and he's just been great this whole season. He was the only one who didn't know who the hell I was, which was...
He was still a gentleman, though.
Well, it was refreshing. Like, I'm always amazed that anybody does know who I am. So when I was like, hey, I'm PitchingNinja, he's like, who the fuck's pitching? That's a look in his face. He actually didn't say that because he's too nice a guy. But yeah, great dude, and that was fun to talk with him.
You know what's cool with all the there's been some scrutiny on a bunch of the dropouts this year, but pretty much everybody we listed that we wanted to make the team ended up getting here.
Whose snub are you most appalled by? I wanted Muncy to start. I thought Justin Turner deserved to get a spot on the team. Manny Machado, Freddie Peralta. Also, I noticed Whit Merrifield got hosed.
I don't understand how Max Scherzer doesn't make it. Chris Bassett deserves it. Ty Walker deserves it.
So that was something really, really awesome to see. And people are getting crap about sitting out, but everyone has little injuries and stuff, and I don't think it's really too big of an issue. And DeGrom, let the guy rest a little bit. He's done enough.
So put yourself in DeGrom's shoes. Like, you've been waiting your career. You want to win something. You want to be defined by winning a world championship. He doesn't define his career by his all-star performances. He wants to win. And all these years of going through a team where they weren't scoring for him and stuff, and now he has a chance. Like, this Mets team is good. And why would you jeopardize that? Like, if I'm DeGrom, he's a team player. He's like the ultimate team player. He's not all about himself. And I think, not that you have to be, but I think that he's in a unique position. Like Max, he won a championship last year. And, it's just different. I don't have any problem with someone sitting out, but I also love to see them entertain the fans. And, that's what this sport's about, right? Entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely. So a couple other things happened earlier in the week before the All-Star Game. We had Garrett Cole had one of his legendary performances of his career. What did you think of that on Sunday?
That was actually the question I even asked him. Like, to me, that's a defining moment for a pitcher. He had a very old school throwback performance. I actually asked him if he thought about that when he did it. He clearly wasn't thinking in that time, but he's a little bit of a throwback type pitcher, and that was awesome. Like that was a Mussina or Scherzer type performance where he's like, this is my game. This is my ball. Let me finish.
9-inning complete game shutout. They won 1-0 after he's been under the most pressure of probably his life in the last couple of weeks with all the sticky talk, and just comes out and just shuts everyone up.
I'm so happy to shut people up, actually, because I think a lot of that is overblown. Yes, pitchers were using that stuff. Yes, Garrett Cole throws 100+ miles an hour and was 99 on his 129th pitch, which is a total throwback. It's like a Verlander, Ryan type thing. So it's showing what these guys are really made of. We can distract everybody with the spider tack talk, and sure, it's interesting. It makes the game kind of fun watching the pitches move like that, but these guys are nasty anyway. Like I thought that was good, and maybe it shut some folks up. Like DeGrom was even getting people coming at him saying he used stuff, and like his spin rates haven't changed since they've been enforcing it, and it also doesn't make you spot balls up constantly on the black.
Yeah, it's not perfect 101 mile an hour paint every time. That's not what Spider Tack does for you. Wanted to, I was gonna give the long dong of the week to Albert Pujols for having two huge bombs again. Some might call them garbage time bombs because it was a 22-1 win, and I think
when you're 90 years old, anytime you hit one out counts as
listen,
a
I
long
mean,
time.
You can call them garbage time, but he has about 650 other home runs that were not garbage time, so we're still going to count him. But I have
You're really defensive of your man, Albert.
He's been underrated forever. We might have to cut this one short because we've been getting cut off by the anthem about 10 times in a row. But anyway, I'm looking really forward to the game tonight, and it's been an unbelievable week here in Denver. Got any final words here, Ninja?
Yeah, I would say it's been better than I thought. Like, the players have been great, fans have been great. This is what baseball's about, and how much fun is it to have fans back in the stadium again? Like, this is so cool. This is what baseball is about. It's not about cardboard cutouts in the stands. It's about players playing for the fans and fans going off. And I think the sport's in a great place, and I'm looking forward to the second half.